Hello everyone. In this episode, we will talk about Gautam Adani. Adani is a self made man who rose from humble beginnings to become one of the most successful and influential business leaders in India. Starting with a small trading firm in 1988, he has built a massive conglomerate with a presence in ports, logistics, agribusiness, energy, real estate, and more. Adani's entrepreneurial spirit and risk taking mindset have been his key to success. He has a keen eye for opportunity and is not afraid to make bold moves. Gautam Adani has been on the news since a very long time, and very recently due to the Hindenburg research. But not many people know about who he is, what was his early life like, his education, his first venture, etc. Being a first generation entrepreneur, building a massive empire, and becoming the third richest individual in the world, I was curious to uncover all the details of his life and what made him successful. Gautam Adani was born on June 24, 1962 in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, India, to Shanti Lal and Shanta Adani. He is the youngest of 8 siblings and his family lived in a one-room apartment in Ahmedabad. His father Shanti Lal Adani was a small textile merchant and his mother Shanta Adani was a homemaker. The family migrated from the town of Tharad in northern Gujarat in the search of livelihood. Upon growing up on May 1986, Adani got married to Pritiben Vora, a dentist in Ahmedabad. In the next 2 years, 1987 and 1988, the couple became parents to 2 sons, Karan and Jeet, Karan being elder. Gautam Adani lived a life of discipline and held his family in the highest regard. Every day he began his morning with a routine that demonstrated his commitment to his health and loved ones. At 6:30 am sharp, he would wake up and spend 1 hour exercising to maintain his physical well-being. After his workout, he would sit down for a leisurely breakfast with his wife, children and granddaughter, engaging in conversing for about 2 hours. This daily routine showed how important his family was to him, and he cherished these moments together. He has also made a rule that even if he is in the office at lunchtime, every member of the Adani family is in the dining room, whoever are available to talk. That is how basically he spends his time with them. During the early teens, Gautam Adani lived in Banaskantha, a district in Gujarat. While the tough living conditions of Gujarat's Banaskantha shaped his social behavior, his father's involvement in what is now known as forward trades gave him the initial learning. After leaving Banaskantha, Adani moved to Ahmedabad, where he spent 4 years completing his secondary education. He did his schooling at Sheth CN Vidyalaya School in Ahmedabad. He dropped out of formal education at the age of 16 in 1978 after completing his second year of Bachelor of Commerce BCom at Gujarat University. It is then he purchased a train ticket at Ahmedabad railway station and boarded the Gujarat Mail to Mumbai with nothing much in his pocket. He, however, regrets not finishing college, saying early experiences made him wise, but formal education rapidly expands one's knowledge. Gautam Adani arrived in Mumbai and was soon introduced to the world of diamond trading by his cousin Prakash Bhai Desai. He was introduced to Mahendra Brothers, where he sharpened his skills in sorting diamonds. His quick learning and hard work paid off as he excelled in the business. After working at Mahendra Brothers for 3 years, he decided to branch out on his own and started his own brokerage in diamond trading at Zaveri Bazaar. Adani recalls his first successful trade with a Japanese buyer, which earned him a commission of Rs 10,000. This marked the beginning of his journey as a successful businessman. When he turned 19, he was called back by his elder brother Mansukh Bhai to help run a small-scale PVC film factory the family had acquired at Ahmedabad. This was his first major point in his entrepreneurial journey. We used to procure imported raw materials. It was a tough business. In those days, PVC film manufacturing faced great scarcity of raw materials given all the import restrictions, he said. Gautam soon found that the raw material shortage was acute, not just for his brother's factory, but for thousands of other small-scale manufacturers. So when Rajiv Gandhi as Prime Minister liberalized the export-import policy in 1985, he seized the opportunity and began importing raw materials and supplying them to factories at a profit. This move laid the initial foundation of the global trading business he was soon to build. The second major turning point in Gautam Adani's career came in 1991, when the Adani government under Narasimha Rao ended the licensing Raj and allowed for infrastructure development through public-private partnerships. As the profit margins for imports declined, Adani made the decision to grow his export business and went public with Adani Exports in 1994. However, he soon realized that the true value of company lies in owning assets. This realization led to a third major turning point in 1995 when the Gujarat Chief Minister Keshubhai Patel aimed to develop the state's coastal region. This was around the same time that global commodities trader Cargill was seeking to source salt from Kutch coastline and chose Mundra as the best location for a port. Cargill entered a partnership with Adani Exports to build a jetty, but the deal fell through. Adani saw this crisis as an opportunity, and as a trader, he knew the potential profits a port could bring. He applied for permission to convert the jetty into a full-fledged port, and by 2001, he had won the rights to run the Mundra port for 30 years. This was the biggest turning point of his life. While others saw Mundra as a marshy coastline in the wilderness, Adani saw it as a platform for his dreams. Over time, Adani acquired 15,000 hectares of land along 40 km of coastline, constructing a state-of-the-art port with 26 berths, making it the largest port facility in the country. Adani's entry into the Mundra port allowed him to branch out into other industries, such as power generation, as he had access to large amounts of land and was a significant importer of coal. He established the Adani Power Limited subsidiary in 1996. The company has since become one of the largest private sector power generators in India, with a total installed capacity of over 14,000 megawatt. But not everything was shiny and well. By mid-1990s, his business started attracting attention, including the unwelcome kind. On January 1, 1998, Mr. Adani and his associate Shantilal Patel were abducted at gunpoint after they left Karnavati Club in Ahmedabad in a car. They were held allegedly by gangster Fazlur Rahman and Bhogilal Darji, alias Mama, for a reported $1.5 to $2 million ransom, who were later acquitted for lack of evidence. Both were let off a day later, but it is not known if the ransom was paid. But he shook this incident off and started focusing on expanding his business. In 1999, he entered the edible oil business through a 50-50 joint venture with Wilmar, who earlier exported the oil directly to Adani. The JV launched Fortune Cooking Oil, which went on to become India's largest selling edible oil brand in 2012. Currently, it has leadership positions in soybean number 1, mustard number 1, and palm oil number 2 segments. Adani Wilmar came up with a 3,200 crore IPO in 2022, which got oversubscribed by 17 times. That's it for part 1. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for part 2.